Hello and welcome to this little tutorial series about the Talos Principle Editor. I quite have done a lot in the comment section here on Steam. You see the general ask a question about the editor thread in the Talos Principle on Steam. The user Solace, or I don't know how to pronounce it, basically did a big thread over here with just some simple Q&As, and yeah, we got really active here, 24 pages, it crystallized out that basically there's not so much modding in the Talos Principle, unfortunately, and yeah, many of them said, yeah, we need more modding because many people don't use the editor because it's too hard for them, and I can basically understand. So this is the reason of the tutorial series. I want to show you a bit how to use the editor and yeah, how to make your own custom mods and campaigns, and I hope some of you will then do your own maps, because the workshop is actually quite it's not that much. We've got, I think this is a great campaign. This Sonukis or something, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not native English speaker, so please don't cry about my English skills. I'm German. So yeah, we've got new player colors, we've got jammer colors, we got portal turrets, we got many much, but custom campaigns is not so much, and that's really not great, because I think Talos Principle is a really cool game and it's really worth to have more campaigns over there. So yeah, enough talking. The first thing I have on my agenda here is how you get to the editor. So when you're in Steam, in your Steam client over here, go to library. Don't worry, my Steam is in German, but it's almost the same of the position. So you go to library and then hover to it and go to tools over here, and then you see your tools is quite big here because I have some games, and then you see over here the Talos Principle Editor. You just hit right click, hit install game, and then it will download over the downloads window here in Steam. And then you can do a right click and hit start game, and then this starts the editor. You get a nice splash screen, and this basically opens up the editor. And yeah, so it's kind of looking really Windows 95. So I think the reason why not many people use this editor is because they thought, okay, a level editor would be like in Portal 2, where we had this in-game editor thingy, which was really easy to edit your own map. But this is actually a real handcrafted software editor. I don't know how to describe it, but it's hard to use, and many people complaining about it, that it's too un-user friendly, I'd like to say. Yeah, but basically it's just an editor, and I will show you how to use it, how how to do your own maps. I'm sorry, and yeah. So let's begin with the editor. What you see here in this window, you've got a bar over here with file, edit, view, window, texture, perforce, script, and help. We don't use this that much. It's just like this bar you have at many programs. Then you get this window over here, which is divided in tabs. It's only 3. It will get more if you open up a project or something. You've got the entity list, the data board, and the explorer, and I will quickly describe what this is. So the entity list is a list of all objects you can drag in your world. So for example here, camera, you got some objects for the camera, empty folder or empty name. Logic, you've got some objects over here, and under generic you get some objects over here. So this is the big entity list containing all the entities you have. You got this button over here, which changes the view mode to the big mode, and here you see all listed. And if you have the name, for example something like audio, and then you only press A on your keyboard and it will jump to A, and you can really get to it. But I like the categorized view. Then here you can insert an entity, which is actually I don't use this feature. I don't know what this things, and convert selected entities, I don't use that too. Then the data board. This is quite a hacky tool. I will show you in the next episode how to use this, how to import your own files, and I will give you 2 databoard files for you to use. If you install this into your editor, you have this like I do. I created a prototyping folder which contains some walls, game components which actually contain lasers, doors, key switches, jammers, cubes, basically all what the Talos Principle contains. And miscellaneous, just an elevator button. So, and the lasers here. So then you can also grab the databoard file from Solace, as he put in the Steam community. I will put the link in the description so you can get him and my one. Okay, and then we've got an Explorer tab. This acts like your Windows Explorer. It's just having your folders over here. This is the root directory of the Talos Principle, and you see here user data, content, and pretty much all folders in the Talos Principle, but unpacked grow files. So the data structure of the Talos Principle I can show you in the Windows Explorer really quick. Let me navigate to this. Is over here. This is the same one as here. As you see in the content folder and in the Talos folder, we got those grow files, and if we go over here, we have those grow files too, but they unpacked. So the grow files are basically the archive files from the Talos Principle, and in many games you need to hack them and get a special editor for opening those files. In this one it's not really hard. It's just a grow file. I'm just taking quick one from here because this is my custom campaign I made for a friend, and it's just in RAR file or in zip file. So you can even go ahead, press F2 and change the extension to zip, then you would open it, or just leave it as grow and open it with 7-zip in my case, and you see it lets open. So it's not some hashed or something. Okay, so you have the grow files already unpacked over here. Okay. What you see here is the console. The console is just it displays at the start all facts like your hardware, your software, and you can input comments in here. So you can input things in here, and you basically need this for error searching and for debugging. So it's a quite useful tool. And then this big gray box is unfilled because we have not loaded any project so far. And this is the first thing we do. So click on File, New, and then you click Document.World. You see this editor is a big editor, so not like the Unreal Engine editor or some else game editors. You can do in this editor worlds, models, meshes, materials, skeletons, fonts, and text. So this is like a big mesh editor and animation editor all in one. So it's really, really powerful, more powerful than you probably thought. So you're gonna create a new world, and then you see we've got some extra tabs. Okay, so first over here on the left, we've got now the tools. This is the tools window. It's like a list, and this shows you guides. So this shows you the X, Y, and Z coordinates of an object, and the rotation axis. I'm sorry, I can't really figure out what those H, P, and B means, and the stretch coordinates. So these are the coordinates of an object in the world. I will show you this if we add an object, and some extra options for this. And entity, this is empty because we don't have selected any entity. This will basically come up and show options to any entity we have. So also show that. Then as you see on the right here, yes, I know the editor has many windows to explore. We've got those side style tab window. We have common, I don't want to go through anything over here. It's just yeah, you see here this simulation is probably the most reused, and you see to every function is a little blue letter. This is basically the hotkey to start this action. So if we use this, I rather click here than using the hotkey because it's for showing you. Okay, then this here is the viewport. You see some grid style over here. We've got another bar. This is the perspective window. It just shows you from which direction we're gonna use. So if we say top, we see the grid from the top. If we see bottom, we see it from the bottom. Back and perspective is a 3D view, so that's the view we always use. Then you've got here selection and selection fill. I show you in the other tutorial what this does. The field of view, the EV, let me think what that was. It has something to do with eyes. So this is the auto exposure. Yes. If you set this to minus 250, you see the whole scene is brighter. If you set this to 250, the scene is darker. So this is the brightness setting of the game. Then settings. See here, view grid. You can turn this off. You have some tools over here. I don't use that. And then rendering. You can exactly set which render mode you want to have. So yeah, this is important if we model something. Then over here we've got the editor switcher. We now in the world editor we can change this to mesh editor. This brings up whole new options, or the animation editor, which brings up a little timeline. So we won't use them, just the world editor. This button between entity and sectors is just a switch where you can select if you want to edit the entities or the sectors. Sectors are little areas in the map which are better for map's performance, but yeah, I experienced that you basically don't need them in any custom campaign. Okay, these are reverse, play, pause, and forward buttons. These actually control how your scene will apply. So if you hit play over here, the scene will probably play some animations, and lasers will rotate and like this, and if you hit pause, all will stand still. Okay, so after describing those whole things, we're gonna start with adding a basic entity first. So once you have your mouse somewhere here, you can press the insert key on your keyboard, and you see this creates a green box over here, and this green box has become just outlined. Yeah, there it is again. See here, it's probably rendered a bit strange right now. Now let me, yeah, you see, set the rendering under texture matrix, no, under rendering modes to shade it, I'm sorry, and then you can see basically the objects, and then here you can selection. If you disable this, you basically don't see the frustum about it, but I like it. Okay, so now we have the green box. Now I will show you how to move in 3D space. As you see, I can't drag the mouse. If I drag the left mouse, I can obscurely paint something. If I drag the mouse wheel, I can drag a box. And yeah, to move in 3D, you know, pressing WASD also does nothing. You press the escape key while your mouse is inside here. Press the escape key, you see my mouse is away and it's showing the FPS on the right. 428 on my end. And now you can move your mouse, and you see the camera moves in 3D space. If I now press the escape key again, I have my mouse again, and I can move it like natural. Okay, so escape is the toggle to go into the viewport. Now I can press WASD to move around, and yeah, this should probably be enough controls for you to move in the viewport. It's actually pretty easy. Just know that the escape key does this. Okay, so now we can click on this box, and we have the entity parameters over here, and we can see all the parameters this ones have. I go into the tools and show you what I showed you before. You see here we have the coordinate z to 0.1. If we set this to 0 and hit enter, the coordinate changes. Now if we change those values over here, you can see this changes the x coordinate, the y coordinate, and the z coordinate on the map. And you can even enter your own value, hit enter, it will apply. And the stretch is basically just how big this object is. As you see, this is synchronized, so all axes will have the same value. Yeah, that's all about the tools. And under entity you have here the entity selection parameters for this green box, which is the basic simple model. And basically in this simple model you can just feed a model file. So I will quickly show you how to do this. You just see model over here, and under here local you click on browse, and this brings up the file manager, and then all the models are stored in content Talos models, and then you see a bunch of things over here, and then you can think what you want like a model, and sometimes they a bit, I don't know, hidden in directories where you won't think that they are there. But for example, under Jammer, there's probably in Jammer. And this is the model viewer, and or not the model viewer, it's the file manager. That's the correct abbreviation. If you have your mouse on an object and then hit F3 or hold F3, you see a little preview of this model. You see what's the class, see model configuration, the path, and then a little camera moves around which shows you what this model is like. So let's take the proper one, Jammer. Hold F3. Okay, it's like white. I don't know why it's white. It shows you the files abbreviated to that, and you can basically do this with every object. So I think what's a good one? Roman buildings, building 1. Yeah, we have like this white, this pedestrian. I show you how you basically now import this. It's really easy. Or pressure switch. This is the plate on the ground. So if you click open, and see it's now inside, and it's in the map. You see this is white at my end because it actually has no textures. That's also a problem of rendering mode. To basically enable this, let me think. Yeah, you just hit the rendering mode to normal again, and then it enables texture rendering, and you see this beautiful plate. So you know in the game this plate has a function. Now it don't has a function because it's just a model. It has no functions at all. It's just a model. So I can even change this to be a tree, and to be a tree. So under tile presets, and then for example medieval, you get all walls for the medieval setting, 4x2. You see, after text is loaded, we have a 4x2 wall, and that's basically all where you can create your own level. But that's only simple stuff. How to basically import those assets right and having the right path in mind is another episode. This is all I wanted to show you. We can apply models and do things. Yeah, this was the first part. I can show you how to simulate. So you see, if I click simulate, I basically fall through the map, and it goes in multiplayer. I mean it goes into full screen. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm really fucked up with my mind right now. So if you have an object selected like this, and it shows the frustum, and the selection, the object is a bit blue colored, then you can hold Control, and you see those handles. And those handles allow you to move the object around again, not by using the coordinates over here, which is harder. So holding Control, you can move it with the right arrow, with the blue arrow and the green arrow, and rotating on the circuits rotates the object. And then you see I can rotate it like this around, like this, and now we made it. And if I now, let's drag this a bit down, we use this as floor. Okay, over here, and if I now hit start, you see, we're actually on that object. And the player always spawns at 0, 0, 0, but you can change this. And now we stand on that wall, and we could basically, yeah, just fall off like I did. So yeah, that's all. Start from view is it does not just start where 0, 0, 0 is. It starts where your camera is. So you see, and start non-exclusive and start specific. You don't wanna use this. Okay, so this is really the first part of this tutorial. 20 minutes is a bit oversized, but now you know the basics, and I won't cover the basics again in any other episode, so we can just start creating my or your own maps. And at the end of this tutorial series, we hopefully have a fully working little test map. So I see you. Write in the comments if you have any questions. I will answer them, and then bye.